Hey man, how you doing? Welcome
Hey,
to
dude.
the home show
Good, man.
again. Hey everyone out there,
What's
welcome to
happening?
the second episode of our at home midweek show.
That's it,
So-
at home.
Yeah. It's been another week in a coronavirus world, mate. So how's your week been?
Good, buddy, good. Just been a pretty flat out and busy, so
Yeah.
which is good. And yourself?
Oh mate, I actually
What's
just
happening
got
with you,
over it. Oh mate, same thing. Been at work. Had
Yeah.
just got over a pretty bad ear infection actually. So and
Ear
that's
infection.
Oh yeah, it's the worst. It just knocks you out for the entire day. But besides that, it's been kind of pretty good considering. And it's getting cold now, as you notice too, mate. It's getting freezing.
Mate, it's getting. Woo! I bet it's cold in the studio, mate.
It is a little bit, I must say. Hence why I'm wearing the hoodie and all that type of thing. So just to keep myself at a certain temperature for sure. So man, it's pretty crazy. See, I'm still working from home at the moment too, so that's kind of bizarre because I'm actually working in this space every day. I come out here at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm working through, and working from home when this whole pandemic it has its challenges, Rick, no doubt about it. And I'm gonna, and I think the only way to sum this up, honestly, is to show you this kind of little clip I've got here that I think sums up exactly what it's like to work from home when you have coronavirus. So just bear with us as it loads up, mate.
Yeah, you're right.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go. We're gonna press play, mate. With a bit of luck, we'll have the audio, and away we go.
All right, mate.
Single, loser, Eckers, desperado.
I'll look around the room today and I'll see people I barely know and I'll think, wow, that's beautiful.
Do you know what I really miss, Mum? Going to the pub and getting literally legless.
Oh, Strzelecki.
Nothing goes right.
Intimate portraits with David Hasselhoff. Love him. And what's on the History Channel? Will I go now?
History Channel.
What have I got on tomorrow? Nothing. I better go now. Wedges. I need wedges.
Oh, shit.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
I think I can't sum it up any better. I think Kath and Kim are the perfect people to sum up our current working from home experience, mate. So, it's pretty crazy. But we're not here to talk about working from home or currently.
No.
We're here to kind of talk movies in this weird new world, mate. And I got to kick it off straight away because
Kick it off.
as we talked last week, we haven't been in the cinemas for a while. In fact, as we know, cinemas here in Australia, in South Australia, are teed up to open up on June 8th. And,
which is not
we're not... No, because Japanese cinemas,
3 weeks, something like that.
According to the Hollywood Reporter, they're actually opening up now. So they begin partial reopening of cinemas in Japan, which made me think, what is going to be available when the cinemas open? So I thought, you know what? Let's go have a look at the Hoyt's website and see what's kind of going on, because Hoyt's is probably
what's their restrictions in Japan, though? Are they just going full on opening the doors and that's it, or they got restrictions?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not sure on their current stage of where they're at with but they believe beginning May 18th they're opening it up. So
wow.
And we open up a couple of weeks later, dude. And I thought to myself, well, what is going to be out to go and see? So you go to the Hoyt Cinema, and this is all you get. We are taking an intermission, and that's the reality of it.
That's it.
But it begs the question, doesn't it, dude? What's going to be out for us to go and see?
Well, we don't really know what was going to be out. I mean, what was close to come? Oh, in June, then we're going to have Wonder Woman, which was supposed to be released
we
in
should
June.
have already had...
We should have had that.
Black Widow.
Yeah.
Quiet Place Part 2 would have been another one we should have had by now. I mean, in reality, it's great they're opening, but mate, we've got to start seeing content.
surely they'd have some sort of idea what. I mean, it's what, 3 weeks away, not even. Like, surely they have some sort of idea what they're going to open up.
I honestly think
they can't just not.
I think they're at the beck of the call of the studios, because the studios hold all the cards here. They're the ones who are going to decide which films they're going to put into cinemas. I think it would be a missed opportunity for them. And if they've got films like Black Widow ready, why not put that out in the cinema in Australia and start making income from that immediately? You know, and then as restrictions ease in different countries, well, then those films are available for you to watch.
I did read something about Black Widow being released early in the UK versus in the US in October 28th. I think they were going to release it a little bit earlier in the UK. I don't know why they're going to release it early in the UK, but
it's very unusual. Yeah, it's a very unusual thing, to be honest with you, having UK get films early, because usually the UK are the last ones to actually get...
Last ones.
Yeah, they're the last ones who actually get films out in a lot of cases. So generally we're first, and especially in these big blockbusters. It seems Australia, we're lucky enough to get it fairly early, which is pretty great stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, Rick, I mean, that's it. It's going to make it interesting. But, you know, in the world of movie news, I'm going to move on to the next thing I really wanted to talk about was, you know, when it comes to Marvel properties, Rick, you know, there's one franchise that we haven't heard much about, and we really need to start hearing what they're going to do with this character. And who I'm referring to is Deadpool, mate. What are they going to be doing with Deadpool? You know, and the creator of Deadpool, he's blaming Marvel Studios for the Deadpool 3 delay. Why we haven't heard anything.
Oh, come on. Really? Well, why is he saying that?
Well,
what's his reason behind that?
His quote's right here, Rick. I blame Marvel. Blame Marvel that hasn't happened yet. They are the reason it isn't happening. Whatever conundrum or it didn't fit into your master plan, just commission it. Okay? Commission it. You know, if Frank Fanzetta was still around, you would say, Frank, paint it for me. I don't know what that last reference is about at all. But the point is, he's blaming Marvel, which I think is a bit unfair because everything is delayed at the moment. How are you going...
How can you justify that comment? No way. It's just, no.
Well, and he continues on, mate. He hasn't finished there, right? He's turned around and he's gone, well, if Ryan isn't making Deadpool 3 right now, that's because Marvel hasn't allowed it to be yet, and that's all I'm saying. So do I have a lot of faith in the system? Dude, I have no idea. So this is where I'm not that, and I'm not giving you the answers you want. I'm like, yeah, look, it happens, terrific. But how old am I going to be when that happens? Yeah, and it goes on about Mark Ruffalo, Hulk, Deadpool, all that stuff. But essentially, dude, it does raise the question. I mean, what are they doing with it? And let's be a little bit forgiving, because if in a normal world, I would have said Comic-Con this year, you probably would have heard something about Deadpool 3. Because everything's delayed,
Well, you look what's having a Comic-Con. They're doing a virtual Comic-Con, so...
Well, at least they're doing something.
It's changing. That's right.
Yeah,
but that's it. Has Ryan Reynolds said anything about this?
Well, he's always been like he wants to work with the character and he's looking forward to doing it. But they haven't come out publicly and said, look,
they're not doing it.
Here's the question, Rick. You have two versions of Deadpool, and Ryan Reynolds was excited about both. Okay, you've got one version of Deadpool where he's inside the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He's part of it. And the idea is limitless, what you could do in that space. Then you have version 2. And version 2 is Deadpool's in his own universe, doing his own thing with his own set of characters. And there's limitless opportunities there as well. So it's not like they can't do something with the character. I mean, honestly, for safe, I would say that Deadpool 3 should be just in Deadpool's universe. But after that, throw him in the MCU. Mix it up a bit. You
reckon just do one of his own and then...
I think it's a bit jarring to have Deadpool 3 and all of a sudden we've got Ant-Man in the film. We've got Doctor Strange. I don't think we're there yet. I think you need to ease that crossover in if you're going to do it.
Look, I agree with it. I mean, if you follow Ryan Reynolds on his, obviously, social media, he has publicly said that he's definitely doing Deadpool 3. It is happening. There was no question about that. But there's a lot of stuff that's happening, obviously, around the world. And he was filming other movies as well. And, you know,
he's got Free Guy coming out soon.
That's correct. That's right. So, I mean, everyone's in lockdown. Everyone's at their homes. And so, yeah, that's just, It's not Marvel's fault. It's going to happen. Deadpool is going to happen, for sure. Well, depending which way it's going to go, we don't know, but it's definitely going to happen, for sure.
Fair enough. All right. Now, look, I'm going to move on to the next story. I want to stay in the MCU. It isn't a big story, but I think it's worth kind of talking about. And that is in regards to actually Ant-Man, a character I just kind of named a second ago. Because that's another property that we haven't heard much about. But Michael Douglas has come out and said that he's teasing the Ant-Man 3 news is coming soon, which in itself isn't a lot of news, but good news.
But what news?
Because it means we are getting a third Ant-Man 3, which hadn't been confirmed at this point. Which is great news, you know, because I think there's places they can take the character, Rick.
So does he say anything about the new, or is he just, it's a bit of a tease?
Well, he's just saying, look, I can't say
sort
much.
Of news.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just one of those things, isn't it?
I mean, they were great. Both movies were fun movies. I enjoyed both movies. So, and it's a good little franchise. So, hopefully we can see a little bit more and introducing probably some more characters into it. And, so we'll see what this news is all about.
Yeah, that's it. Now, and the last story I want to talk about is a Star Wars story because, you know me, Rick, I love Star Wars. Of course I do. And basically, here we go. We're going to have a look at some of the casting. Now, unless you're in the Star Wars universe fairly deep, I don't know how much this is really going to affect you, but let's go for the first bit. That we have the return of Tamira Morrison to play Boba Fett in The Mandalorian, which is basically, as far as I'm concerned, awesome, mate. I'm just loving it. And, you know, if you haven't seen, I don't know if they've got a picture of Tamira Morrison. He's the same guy who played every single clone in Attack of the Clones.
Yeah,
so
he's a Kiwi fella.
Yeah. So, of course, one of those clones grows up to be Boba Fett, which he's now going to be in The Mandalorian with, which is really cool. But one of the other things, and no one's going to understand this unless you've watched the Clone Wars, but there are a lot of people, I mean, millions of people watch the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
And the biggest news is that Katie Sackhoff, who we all know from Battlestar Galactica, is basically playing one of the key characters in the Clone Wars. And that's Bo-Katan, which, mate, is fantastic. And when you look at Katie Sackhoff, all I can think of is... Damn! So I'm pretty happy that she's been cast. So I think it's great because she's a great talent, mate. And that character is a very strong character in the Star Wars universe. It's a great character, and I'm thrilled to see they're getting quality people in The Mandalorian. It's just so
they are, and they're getting quality directors as well, and they're
making up for what is quite a problematic trilogy that we've just finished with. Which, you know, has problems. The TV show knocking it out of the park, mate. Knocking it out of the park. So, yeah, man, that's basically all I got to add for this one. Mate, that's all the stories I really wanted to talk about. So,
cool, man, no worries.
But you know what I've got here, Rick? I probably should be telling the audience right now. I've got this little thing called a Stream Deck, and what it is, it's this little.
You got a new toy. I know you've got a new toy.
I got a new toy. I should have had the box here to kind of show you guys, but at the moment, I want to play around with some sound effects. So let's see what we got here. There we go. That's Bruce Willis. Did you hear that one, Rick?
No, nothing.
You didn't hear that? Let me get that right. Nah. Sorry, buddy. Let's do this.
No, I was like,
here we go.
Hey, motherfucker.
Did you get that?
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Or this one, right?
English, motherfucker. Do you speak it?
I love that one.
Samuel.
I love that one too. But there's, but my personal favourite is this one, and I'm going to be playing this ad nauseum.
Gotcha, bitch.
Which I love Dave Chappelle.
Play it again.
Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah.
Gotcha, bitch.
Chappelle. That's awesome. That's
but
awesome.
I got a whole bunch of things.
Awesome.
If you guys hear like weird ass sound effects, that's me playing with my
It's
new
Jace.
toy.
Awesome.
That's it, mate.
Awesome.
Well, that's kind of all.
Good stuff.
Do you want to add something yourself now, mate? What do you want to talk about in the world?
Yeah. I'll just. Yeah, look, I want to just. Obviously, there was some news that came out early. I think it was Monday.
Yeah,
I believe. It came out that the passing of Jerry Stiller, which is Ben Stiller's father.
Yeah.
He'd passed away, which was but he passed of natural causes. He was one of those things that just came up. So
he was. What is that? He was 92, Rick.
Yeah, he was 92. So which was and
that's a big bucket of win, isn't it? 92.
Yeah, look, and we all know him from obviously his iconic character from Seinfeld. George Costanza's father.
Yeah, of course.
Which is going to be his iconic character. He was in King of Queens, and he did a lot of movies as well. But he was
him and his wife were a famous act duo for decades back in the day.
That's his wife here.
Yeah.
You would have seen her in King of Queens as well. She was in there as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just want to. I posted actually just on our Facebook page where you can see. I just posted like a couple of grabs of obviously Jerry in his finest form.
In his prime,
in his prime. So I just want to play this quick little one here.
You got the hen, the chicken, and the rooster. The rooster goes with the chicken. So who's having sex with the hen? Another time. But you see my point here? You only hear of a hen, a rooster, and a chicken. Something's missing.
Something's missing, all right.
They're all chickens. The rooster has sex with all of them. That's perverse. Maybe you should take a look at a few bras. Where's your bra? Give him a bra.
You can definitely go down that rabbit hole, can't you?
Oh, you can. I mean, you can just play so much, which was awesome. I just want to go on. I've just obviously trying the internet and having a look at a few things and what's going around. And been watching a lot of YouTube, and obviously that we're on YouTube and stuff. And Josh Gad, obviously we know who Josh Gad is. If you don't know who he is, he's obviously the voice of Olaf in Frozen. And he's been in a lot of other movies as well. He's a comedy guy. He does this show. And you would have seen a lot of these people, a lot of these celebrities doing their own shows. Obviously, like what we're doing. They're doing it with the Zoom and stuff. And he does this show that he's called Reunited Apart. And what he does is, he gets obviously celebrities from the 80s. He's got this real retro feel, and he reunites them using, from home.
Yeah, he really does have an 80s theme.
Oh,
doesn't he?
He does.
It reminds me of something.
So the first episode was The Goonies, which was really, really cool. Obviously, so he goes on and starts.
The movie theater was a.
But he gets
so this is like a Goonies Avengers
there.
reference.
Most iconic villains ever.
Were you scared of them? Were you guys scared of them as kids?
Come on, eat my pepperoni.
Pepperoni? Yeah, that's a bit better, mate. Couldn't hear anything you were saying. Sorry.
Yeah. So I mean, that was just so if I
some
play,
bits and pieces.
you get the idea. You get the idea of what he's doing. So which is cool. So if you got something to you're into that whole thing. His new episode at the moment is the guys from Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Marty McFly and Doc Brown that seems to connect with so many people.
So
very cool, dude. So, very cool.
Something. Now this actually caught my eye, Jace. This next thing, which was quite funny actually. I was just perusing the web, and obviously we go on Movie Web. It's a good little website that we use, and this headline came on. Jeff Goldblum lookalike gets into a brutal street fight that goes insanely viral. Now, I don't know if you've seen this or not.
No, I haven't.
You haven't seen this? All right. So basically, it's someone has filmed a fight which is happening directly out of their window. So their neighbors are having a fight. Apparently, they reckon everyone this looks like Jeff Goldblum. I can't see it. It doesn't. But
it's a tall, thin guy with black hair, though.
Yeah, with glasses, right? So I'll play you the clip that he's posted on his Twitter.
All right,
account,
let's have a look. Let's have a look.
So 40-second, right? And then
go.
we'll go from there. I'll just make it bigger.
Oh, he does a little bit. Hey, he's got the glasses and everything.
I don't know what's going on here. This is just...
Oh, poor Jeff's got cop one.
Jeff's lost his glasses, right?
I'm sorry.
Okay, so he's like this. He's brilliant into it, right?
Oh,
So,
wow.
he hesitates and then just walks away. Right, so
Whoa!
the reason why this is going viral is because people have decided to be a little bit creative with it and they started tweeting, you know, little tweets about it. So there was this one here, watching Jeff Goldblum lookalike line up for a roundhouse kick and kick this guy's kidneys, and it's
MJ.
Jordan. It's MJ having a laugh, all right, which is pretty cool, you know. So people are going, but this is the one that really caught my eye, which I thought was quite funny. And I'll just load it up here, and you can probably see by the way it says "finish him." So if you're a gamer, you will know exactly.
Someone's got, yeah. I think, yeah. Here we go.
Here we go.
Finish him. Fatality.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But it's gone mental. People are just going crazy over it. So, yeah, quite funny. But it doesn't look anything like Jeff Goldblum. But, yeah.
No, there you go. That's crazy, mate. That's crazy. Oh, wow. What else you got for us, Rick? Was that it, mate?
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
There isn't a lot of movie news
really
about,
much.
is there?
No, wasn't really not much out there at the moment. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But the internet is a wonderful place, Rick. As we know, we enjoy it. We're part of it. There's always great content to be viewed. Stuff that just makes you laugh, makes you cry, makes you angry, makes you go, you know, makes you just do whatever, you know. Sometimes you watch stuff and you think, yeah, that's not the right thing. But we got some good stuff. So I want to kind of move into that, mate. So I'm just going to bring in, you know how we were having fun with our microphones last week. Remember that?
I know, it was quite fun.
Yeah, it was quite funny.
The G boys.
Here's some tips on what not to do when you're interviewing someone or you're using a microphone. And this is really great advice that I think you need to have a look at for sure. So let me just bring that up and share it with you all, because I think it's important. Okay, rule number 1, never trust anybody who hands you a microphone. Which one did you make? Don't do that. Right, that's definitely not the right thing to do. And the other thing is, if you are out in the city drunk, right? You're out there.
Good morning, Glenn.
Don't do this.
You tell us something your mum doesn't know. Yeah.
Why would
I couldn't help myself. I don't know why I saw both in a row. I thought they were brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. What else have I got here? Oh, my favourite story of the week, which I'm going to show. All right, you're going to have to bear with me. This is an amazing story.
Hey, you. Whoa! Look, I poured out some moonshine mash.
So the pig's drunk on fermented corn.
This poor pig. See, that lady's laid upside down.
He's drunk as the skunk.
The other two are walking.
Is he literally?
Yeah.
What's the matter, girl? You have a little bit too much corn? Intoxicated pig. Look where I poured that mash out right there. Look at this pig. Hey.
It's so wasted.
Are you messed up, girl? Never seen a damn pig. Yeah, that one there's fine. That one there's fine. This one here is turned belly up.
Oh no, we got the ads coming up.
Over 20 years, you've been
to
save people money on their car and home insurance.
Who are you? We are not paid.
Budget
for this ad
Direct,
at all.
helping Australians save on insurance.
All right, let's go back to the show now. One of those things. Here we go.
Hey, you. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Bit on my oh, come here, girl. Holy I didn't mean to do that. Okay, wait a minute, there we go. Wait a minute, there we go. All right.
Mate.
The bed almighty.
Surely we can all relate to that, Rick. We've all been there. We've all been that pig.
Back in the day.
We've all been that pig. Yeah. Now,
just
the last thing
make
I'm going to end on is this amazing video. Sorry about the scrolling back and forward there. But we have to finish with this video here by Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
This was a great video that came out
I
the other
saw
day.
this.
And I loved it. I thought it was cute. It was funny. I thought it was really good. So let me play this, go all the way back. Here we go. Adam Sandler from Saturday Night Live, I believe. Here we go.
Wake up in the morning, get up on my feet, stretch my arms and legs, then fall right back asleep. Wake up a few hours later, start to toast some bread, pull it out, butter it up, then go back to bed. Wake up at 3 p.m., jump into the shower, feel the hot water on my face, fall asleep for 2 hours. Wake up soaking wet, soap all in my mouth, lie down on the couch. My wife shakes me awake, it is almost 10, fall asleep again. I dream that I'm in space, my starship's under attack. I put the ship into warp speed and zoom toward Gorlak. While evading the aliens, I see my good friend Shaq. We run to an escape pod and take a big nap. Wake up the next day, pandemic is over. From the San Francisco Bay to the hills of Dover, they're hugging in the streets, they're f***ing on my block, but I just stay inside and finish the Jordan doc. Yeah, Michael!
How great was that, Rick? I love that. I don't always love Sandler stuff, but I thought that was quite funny. I enjoyed it.
I actually did see that. I did see that floating around on Facebook. I thought it was very, very funny. But
very cool.
Typical Sandler though fashion. Typical Sandler fashion. So,
yeah. You know, you love it. You'll either like him or you don't like him.
That's right.
You know, I'm in the middle. So yeah. What do you got, Rick? I'm sure you got some videos to show us. What have you got?
Oh yeah, look, I've got look, you know, obviously I play a bit on the TikTok and try and get things happening on there, and I find a lot of videos that come up, and it kind of baffles me that I don't know how it actually works with TikTok with the formula or how these people get these views, because there's some videos out there that have massive numbers, and it just baffles me how they get it. So I came across this page, and it just blew me away. So I'm gonna just bear with me, Jace. I'm just gonna hook it up to my phone.
That's right. In the meantime, we'll just listen to some music.
Yeah, put something on, Jace. There we go. All right. There's my screen. All right, can you guys?
Whoa! Here we go.
Right.
Daddy Longneck.
So this guy called Daddy Longneck. This guy, he's a freaky looking fella, but he gets a lot of views, right? So let's just have a bit of a look. All right. He does some weird stuff. Okay. All right.
He's got a long motherfucking neck. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's what he's got. Where's the one? Okay. 2.2 million. Right.
Yeah.
Rich 8-figure, that's my type. That's my type. That's my type. 8-inch big, oh, that's the pipe. I'ma run it all night. Rich 8-figure, that's my type. 8-inch big, oh, that's the pipe. That's my type, bigger, that's my type. Rich with right around it. I can see why all these basic
and cut. They didn't even edit that, dude. Right. They just go and cut. I cut. Right. So,
honestly, it's weird enough that it deserves a couple of million views. I'm surprised it's got that less.
6 million for this. Okay, just this alone.
Okay.
Bored in the house, bored in the house, bored in the motherfucking house, bored in the motherfucking house,
Brilliant. That's it. I just thought, wow,
mate. If you got it, flaunt it,
mate. And he has.
I know everyone's looking at him and going, I know that.
It's just the funniest stuff. Like, and he does these food ones. That's just, I just don't get it. Like this one, 12 million views, and I thought this is like, he does this noise.
12 million. Okay, we get some serious numbers here.
Air had a stream. Chip, ruffle, sour cream. This pimp puck up.
What was that? I don't get it.
Know, man.
I don't get it. So I'm gonna, yeah. It just, and it goes on. So if you like that type of stuff, I'd follow Daddy.
So are you promoting this, Rick, or are you saying this is fucked up? Don't watch it.
This is, to me, it's fucked up. But if you like this type of stuff, clearly 12 million people like to see him eat that stuff.
And what's the most amount of views we've had on the TikTok?
He's got set. Yeah.
50K's been our biggest.
Yeah.
No, we're an amateur hour compared to these guys, mate.
Yeah, 50 is a 53.7.
53.7, 53K is the biggest one we've got.
So there you go.
There you go. Mate, one of us is going to have to drop probably. I'll have to drop about 150 kilo to pull that off. And you'll need to put on 150 kilos so you can be the other guy.
I just don't get it. But yeah, well, there you go. It's just, funny stuff. But hey, if you got it, do it. Flaunt it.
Yeah, well, I mean, why not? I mean, like, at the end of the day, do what you got to do, mate. You know what? It'd be interesting to know if they're making bank off of that.
You have to be.
You'd think they'd be making some serious coin. I mean, why do it, But you know that dude, though, like, the more I think of him, he's definitely got this... Yeah, he's got that real Gollum thing about him, hasn't he? Yeah, I mean, totally.
Oh, Gollum look.
Oh. Yeah. But even when he was talking, I'm thinking...
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Because I couldn't understand anything he's saying. So it's pretty crazy.
But if he's doing that, get it on Facebook and YouTube. That would be getting
if he's
numbers.
Like, you've got to appreciate those people's inner confidence to do that. Their ability to go, fuck it, I'm just going to...
I don't care what...
I don't give a shit what anyone thinks. I'm just going to do what I want to do. You've got to appreciate that sort of confidence, I reckon, for sure.
That's
well,
it,
mate. Yeah, that's kind of really it. This is all I really wanted to do. It's been a great little catch up, as usual. As more news comes out, I think we talk about more news. But hey guys, but if you get a chance, go and watch the Top 5's 90s action film show. The Top 5, we released that the other day. And it's a great show. Watch that on our YouTube channel, of course, and on our Facebook.
She's doing well.
Watch Rick misinterpret what an action film is. That's worth seeing just for that itself. So,
got comments on it. They love it.
It's good fun. It really is.
It was.
And it's interesting to go back, like I said, and look at that kind of thing. But Rick, I thought we'd make an announcement what the next Top 5 show will be upcoming. And I think we're going to go into the worst superhero films of the 2000s.
Yep.
So that covers from the year 2000 to the year 2020 and the worst comic book films within the last 20 years.
The worst.
One of the rules. I want the bottom of the barrel. Yeah. So, and, there's been some horrible films. There's been some absolutely unbelievable classics, but I think we all try to forget the horrible ones. But I thought, why not? Let's do a show and drag it all up.
So it's the ones that we just don't connect.
Remember the
we
rule.
Didn't like. We hate it. That's it.
It's what you thought was one of the worst superheroes.
Yeah.
Not what the public thinks, not what the box office said. None of that. It's about what you thought, because you know what? A lot of people may, and I'm going to give you a bit of a teaser here. A lot of people would say Fantastic Four and the Silver Surfer is one of the worst comic book films of that 20 years. Well, I don't consider it is. I don't consider it a great film, but I don't consider it one of the worst. So, but a lot of people do. A lot of people think both those Fantastic Four movies are absolutely horrible. And there's an argument to be made for the first one. But, yeah, I mean, it's really about your opinion, Rick. It's not really about what anyone else thinks.
What anyone else thinks. There's a lot there. There's a lot there.
But,
we'll
and the byproduct of this, we'll release that next weekend, I reckon. We'll drop that one down.
Next weekend.
Yeah, because we won't film it till then, so we'll drop it out day after. But, it was great. And, what I really love is the idea of getting more and more feedback about this stuff. I really, the idea of doing this show, Rick, was to get people involved in the conversation. Get them talking about what their favourite film. I mean, what a great time to sit back and be retrospective about the films that you used to love watching, So... Yeah, no,
and this is the time to do it. So looking forward to it. So
and we're going to have some retro trailers
coming out. Normal retros,
and a couple of new trailers coming up, including a new Russell Crowe film, which will be interesting as well. That
Rusty's back. Jeez,
Rusty's back in what looks like a really interesting movie. So that's what's coming up, guys. Rick? So. We're not going to give you the big social media spiel on this, Rick. We'll just sign off and all that. Because you guys, by this point, if you don't know what you're doing, then Rick's going to come around.
I'm not going to say it.
He's going to hunt you down. And you're going to be in trouble. You don't want that. So that's it. I mean, he'll be at your house, mate, and he'll be just like...
So you're telling me there's a chance.
Just don't mess with Rick. That's all I'm saying. It's the last thing you want.
So hit that like button and subscribe button.
So you can't help it, Rick, can you? You're the forever hype machine.
It's there. It does pop it out.
All good. All right, guys, we're out. We're gone. We're done for another week.
We're done.
We'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week.
Show. Done, guys. See ya.
See ya.